Namaste students, welcome to our today's session. Hope you all would have enjoyed your Parisian holidays. So welcome back to our today's session. So we are going to start and continue with the previous sessions. So this is part B, chapter 3, digital documentation, part 2. Already we have seen part 1 in the same chapter. So this week we are going to see part 2, the remaining features of digital documentation we are going to see this week. So let us have a short recap of the previous session. Previous session in digital documentation, we saw the introduction of digital documentation, word processing, LibreOffice Writer, getting started with Writer, parts of the Writer window, creating a document, saving a document, cursor movement. So hope you all would recap and revise the previous session topics, and today we are going to see few more features of LibreOffice Writer, and we are going to start with editing the document. So in previous chapter we have even seen the keys used to move around the cursor movements, and also what are the features, what are the components of the writer window, how to save a document, how to create a document we saw in the previous sessions. So as a continuation, we are going to begin with editing the document in LibreOffice Writer. Hope you all would know what is editing, right? Here we can edit the document using the undo and redo options. Number 1 is undo redo option. Open the existing file, for example report.odt. As you all know, the LibreOffice Writer, the document is saved in the format as .odt. So when you open the existing file and start editing in it, if by mistake you have made some changes, if we have made some changes in the document, then we wanted to erase the last change. For example, instead of and, I have typed ans. In that case, what can I do? I can just use the undo option and remove the previous action, and again I can type and. So that is undo. The previous action will be followed with the undo option. After undo command, again if you want to go back, then use the redo option. Suppose if I have typed and now, but I don't want and, again I have to go on with the previous action of ans. Now I should click on the redo option to come back to the previous action. To go back, then we have to use redo option. So these are the two options of editing the document. The other format of editing is moving and copying text in a document. Moving means what? It will not have a duplicate copy, that exactly the original copy will be copied to some other position, will be taken over to some other position, that is moving. Whereas copying the text is nothing but you will have a duplicate copy as well as an original copy. So there are two locations, two copies will be created of the text. So that is copying text. Moving text will not have a copy, will exactly move the text from one place to the other location. It doesn't have a duplicate copy. In order to move a text, we use the options called cut and paste. It is used to move a selected text from one place to another. So there is a shortcut key also given in order to cut and paste we use Ctrl plus X for cutting the text. So before you do use these options, you have to select the text. We are also going to see some selecting criterias how to select a text in a document. So once we learn the selecting text, we can also select the text. We have to select the text and then only you can move or copy the text. Place the cursor where the text has to be moved. Click on Edit Paste option or press Ctrl plus V. What is the shortcut key for cut? Ctrl plus X. What is the shortcut key for paste? Ctrl plus V. Hope you all would understood cut and paste. So for any editing you have to select the text first. Now copy and paste. It is used to make a duplicate copy of selected text. As I told you, once you have typed a text, if you want to make a copy of it, you can select the text, use a copy and paste option so that the text which you have typed will become a duplicate copy and the text which you have typed will become the original copy. A duplicate copy of the same text will be pasted in some other location too. That is copy and paste option. So step 1, select the text and click on edit and copy option or press Ctrl plus C for copy. Remember, Ctrl plus X is to cut, Ctrl plus C is to copy. Step 2, place a cursor where the text has to be duplicated. Click on edit and paste option or press Ctrl plus V. We can also press Ctrl plus V or edit and paste option to paste the text. As I told you, for paste we use Ctrl plus V, cut we use Ctrl plus X, copy we use Ctrl plus C. These are the shortcut keys used for these editing options. Selecting text. And as I told you, in order to edit a text, edit anything in the document, mainly the text, we have to select the text. There are different procedures to select a text. So what are the various methods, various ways to select the text we are going to see now. It is necessary to select the text to perform copy and paste operation. Copy and paste, cut and paste, we are going to select the text first. So the selected text will be highlighted. For editing the text, you must first select the required text. The editing can be done on the selected text. These things I have told you earlier. How to edit a text, we have to select it. Okay, only for the selected text you can apply the editing. Selection criteria. To select the text in Writer, swipe the mouse cursor over text. There are several selection tricks to speed up the selection process as below. As I told you, in order to select the text, first you have to move the mouse cursor over the text. After that, what you have to do, let us see now. There are different options to select a text. You can select a word, single word at a time. You can also select a complete sentence at a time. You can select a complete paragraph at a time. You can select the entire document also at a time. You can select a word, you can select a sentence, you can select a paragraph, and you can select the whole document. How to select a single word at a time? Position the mouse pointer anywhere on that word and double click. What you have to do? Just position the mouse pointer on the word which you have to select and just double click, the word will get selected. To select a complete sentence at a time, position the mouse pointer anywhere in the sentence and triple click So double click will select a particular word, a single word. Triple click will select a complete sentence. Triple click means to quickly click the left mouse button 3 times. Triple click means you have to click 3 times. Double click means you have to click 2 times. To select a complete paragraph at a time, position the mouse pointer anywhere in the paragraph and quadruple click. Quad means 4 times. 4 times if you click, the entire paragraph will get selected. A document. Press Ctrl plus A on the keyboard. Drag the mouse pointer till you see a right arrow which is white. Then click it thrice. See, either you can press Ctrl plus A key to select the whole document, or you can drag the mouse pointer till you see a right arrow which is white. Till you see a right arrow, you can just click and drag the you have to drag the mouse pointer and then click it thrice. So these are the various ways to select text in the document. So these are the ways where you can select text in a consecutive manner. Consecutive means next to next. You can just select the text in a consecutive way. So for that you can follow the previous methods which we have told. Now there are few cases where we have to select non-consecutive text also, means the text which are not in order. In that case, what you are supposed to do? You can use the control key to do all selecting process in a non-consecutive manner. For example, you wanted to select a text which is in the beginning of the document number 1, text number 1. And you have to use, so what you will do in order to select the text, just double click that particular word. Again, the text 5 you have to select along with the text 1. Text 5 also need to be selected, which is not in a consecutive manner. What you will do then? You have to press Ctrl key and once again double click over the word so that non-consecutive text also can be selected. Look at this figure. You can find computer is a text number 2 and entered is text number 7. Both are selected which are not continuous. In that case, first select computer word by just double clicking on that particular word. Then press the control button and then click on the next word to get selected. Selecting a vertical block of text. It is also possible to select a vertical block or column of text that is separated by spaces or tabs. See here, figure 3.9 shows we can select vertical block of text which has got spaces and tab spaces in between. Find and replace. What is this find and replace? You can find any text in the document. If you wanted to replace that particular text with some other text, you can replace it. For example, suppose the whole document contains the word India and you wanted to replace that word India with Bharat. Wherever India occurs has to be replaced with the word Bharat. So it may be 100 to 200 pages of document. You cannot go through the document line by line and find out the text. In such case, you will use a feature called find and replace. What you have to do to find the text? This find and replace feature is used to search for a text and replace it with other text. Select edit, find and replace. So you will go to edit option, edit menu and choose the find and replace option. A dialog box will open, that is your find and replace dialog box. Type the text to find in the find box. So there will be a find box, there you will type the text which you are going to find. Now what you are going to find? India. So you will type India in the find box. You will type, so now choose India, type India in the find box. And there is, you have to change the word India as Bharat. So you have to replace that India word with Bharat. So type Bharat in the replace box. So now you just don't want to replace only the one occurrence of the word India. You wanted to change the entire, the whole document where all India occurs. You have to change it to Bharat. So too many occurrences have to be changed, replaced as Bharat. In that case, you where all you find India, all the words of India should be changed to Bharat. In that case, you can click on the replace all button, so that where all India occurs in the document will be replaced with the word Bharat. Understood, students? So this is what is explained in find and replace. You can find a text and replace it with any text. So the steps to find and replace is given here. Go through it. Next, jumping to page numbers. Suppose you are being you have some 50 pages document. You are in the first page now. You wanted to move to the page 4. You cannot keep on moving the cursors or keep on scrolling the pages. You can just directly move over to any page number in the document. So in order to jump to a particular page number, what is the procedure to be done? We are going to see now. Sometimes we may require to jump to a particular page number. It becomes difficult to scroll down if it is a large document with several pages. In such a situation, go to page feature of Writer is useful. We have got a feature called go to page. To do this, select the edit menu. Edit menu and go to page option. Keyboard shortcut for go to page is Ctrl plus G. Note down the keyboard shortcuts, and already I have given you the homework to find out the keyboard shortcuts used in LibreOffice Writer. Along with the other shortcuts, you can also use these shortcut for page numbers. That is go to page. Ctrl plus G is for go to. Specify the page number in the dialog box which appears. So when you give Ctrl plus G, you will get the go to page dialog box, wherein you will type the page number where you are supposed to move. The cursor will move to the first character of the specified page. The cursor to the first character of the specified page. Non-printing characters. See, you have too many keys in your keyboard. So the keys are used just to, when you press a key, the particular word will appear on the screen. Whereas even if you press the key, few characters are not displayed on the screen. What are the keys? Can you guess? Enter key, shift key, control key, escape key. These are the non-printing characters. So when you press these keys, nothing will appear on the screen. When you press keys like enter, spacebar and the tab key that do not appear on the screen, we are actually entering these characters in the document. It is very helpful to see these non-printing characters on the display. To display the non-printing characters, press the toggle formatting mark or use keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus F10. Control plus F10 is for printing non-printing characters. To display non-printing characters, press Ctrl plus F10. The tab space is shown by arrow sign and space bar is shown by a dot. Look at the figure here. The tab space is shown by arrow mark. Space bar is shown by dot. Space bars are shown by dot. Okay, understood? So you can also print display non-printing characters. When you press space bar, where all space bar is being pressed, you will get a dot, and where all tab is being pressed, you will get a arrow mark. Understood, children? Any doubts? Next, checking spelling and grammar. See, as you type in a document, as you type a text, there may be spelling mistakes. You may have spelling mistakes or you may not have. You may have grammatical errors or you may not have. But we have got a special feature in LibreOffice Writer to check the spelling and grammar. How to check the spelling? So when you have, if suppose you have typed in, yeah, there is an inbuilt dictionary in each and every application. So when if you type any text which is not in the dictionary, it will just show it as a spelling mistake with a red wavy line. With the red wavy line, you will just get red wavy line on the text where you have typed mistakenly. Okay, but if you have any grammatical errors, that is indicated with a green wavy line. While writing a report on paper, sometimes we may not remember the spelling of some words. We may commit some spelling mistakes. In such cases, the writer helps us to correct the spelling. It also provides a grammar checker to check the grammar of the sentence. It can be used separately or in combination with the spelling checker. If any grammatical errors are detected, they are underlined by a blue wavy line. Blue wavy line is to indicate grammatical errors. Right clicking on this line brings up a context menu as shown in the figure. Look at the figure. It shows a list of menu wherein you can choose the options to correct your grammatical errors. We can do the correction as suggested. So after typing a paragraph of a report, one can check the spelling and grammar. A spelling checker checks to see if each word in the document is in the installed dictionary. See here, to check the spelling and grammar of the document or selected text, select Tools, Tools menu, Spelling and Grammar option, or click the spelling and grammar button on the standard toolbar. You have got a standard toolbar, there you can click the spelling and grammar option. You can also press F7 key. F7 key is a keyboard shortcut for spelling and grammar. Press the F7 key. You will get the spelling and grammar dialog box. So this is a dialog box, spelling and grammar dialog box, wherein you can correct your spellings. If you wanted to add, suppose you are right with your spelling but it is not in the writer's dictionary, you can add the spelling in the dictionary. Automatic spell checker is available in LibreOffice Writer. Click on the most appropriate word out of the suggested words to replace the underlined words. Suppose if you don't find right answers, you can add it to the dictionary. If you find answers in the suggested box, you can use it. Using synonyms and thesaurus. Sometimes when you type text on a document, you would just wanted to refer the meaning of the document. Sorry, meaning of the text being typed. In that case, you can find the synonyms, the meanings of a particular word using the synonyms and the thesaurus. Using a word processor helps to look up synonyms. So the list of synonyms can be accessed from a context menu. Right click on a word and point to synonyms on the context menu. So you can just right click on any word for which you have to find the synonyms, right click on it and choose the menu, context menu, which gives you the synonyms of that particular word. Look at the figure, it shows clearly. When you right click on a word, it gives you some synonyms option is there, which will give you list of synonyms for that particular word. Synonyms are different from a dictionary. A dictionary contains definitions and pronunciations, whereas thesaurus will have words with similar meanings or opposite meanings. Hope you understand what is a synonym and a dictionary. Formatting a document. The very basic formatting a document is your page setup. You have to first set up the page in order to, because when you type a document you naturally have to take a print of the document. So first you have to set up the page as you wish. For in order to format a document, first of all you have to go on with page setup option. To set up a page, select and click on the format page setup and the page option. Format menu. So formatting a document, now we are going to go on with the format menu. So we have seen editing a document now. So for editing we used edit menu, and now for formatting we are going to use format menu from the menu bar. So format page setup and the page option. Page setup dialog box opens as it is given in this figure. Go to format and all options for formatting is given. You can format a text, you can align the text, you can page setup. All options are given in the format menu. This is a page setup dialog box wherein you can choose the type of page, whether let it to be a portrait in the portrait format or in landscape, whether the paper should be an A4 sheet or a legal paper. About the margins, left, right, top and bottom margins, how it has to be, the text has to be away from the margins. You can set the margins even. So all these options are available in page setup. And click on OK, so that this format of page will be used in your document. Formatting text. You can also format the text using this formatting toolbar or the same format menu. Look at the formatting toolbar. You can change the style of the text, font of the text, size of the text. You can make it bold, italic, underline, strike through, superscript, subscript, color of the text, align the text, lines to be line spacing for the first line and the second line. You can also give the line spacing, bullets and numbering, indentations. Removing manual formatting. To see the effect of formatting the text, first remove manual formatting. For this, select the text and choose Format Clear. You can clear the formatting, then you can apply formatting on any text. From the menu bar, or click the Clear Direct Formatting button in the formatting toolbar, or use Ctrl+M to clear the formatting. It will clear the existing formatting on the text, and then you can apply the fresh formatting features. Common text formatting. As I told you, size of the text, color of the text, font, style of the text. You can make it bold, italic, underline. So on the formatting toolbar, you will find the buttons representing the letter A in bold, italic and underline form. These are toggle buttons. To apply any of the effect of bold, italic and underline, first select the text. You have to select the text which you wanted to make it bold and press either the bold button, or you can press Ctrl plus B. Similarly, for italics and for underline, you can press Ctrl plus I and Ctrl plus U respectively for italics and underline, or you can press the toggle buttons which is available in the formatting toolbar. So this is an example given here to make it bold, italic, underline. Changing text case. Text case means what? What is a text case? Lowercase, uppercase. Lowercase, uppercase. Lowercase means small letters, uppercase means capital letters. If suppose you have typed a text in small letters, you wanted to change it to capital letters, you need not erase it and retype again. You can select the text and make it as uppercase. That is possible in LibreOffice Writer. There are 6 change case options: uppercase, lowercase, cycle case, sentence case, capitalize every word, toggle case. Uppercase, all the letters will be in capital letters. Lowercase, everything will be in small letters. Cycle case, wherever you want, you can specify the capital small letters. Sentence case, the beginning of the sentence character alone will be in uppercase. Capitalize every word. Each and every word's first letter will be in capital letters, that is capitalize every word. Toggle case, one word will be small, one letter will be a small letter and the other will be a capital letter, that is toggle case. Small to upper, upper to small. If it is in small case, that will be changed to uppercase. If it is in uppercase, that will be changed to lowercase, that is toggle case. Superscript and subscript. See, look at the figure here, 5th July. 5th July, normally how will you write? 5, TH will be a little above angle of degree from 5. The same way, in chemistry equations, you will type, you will use O2, H2O, like that. So in that case, O2, 2 will be in the base of O. How will you type these letters in your writer? So TH should be above 5 and O to 2 has to be below O, isn't it? So that is superscript. If it is above, then that is superscript. If it is below, then that is subscript. So for typing the superscript, you have to just to apply superscript, select the text and select format text superscript option. First select the text. Suppose TH you want it to be a superscript. TH alone you have to select after 5. So just click and drag and then go to format text and superscript. Now TH will be in the superscript position. Similarly for subscript also, select the text, go to format text and subscript option. Paragraph style. A paragraph in a document can have several sentences. Every paragraph in a LibreOffice Writer document has a paragraph style. The style settings have a pop-down window. One can change the paragraph style by clicking on the pop-up down window and selecting the choices as shown in figure 3.20. Look at the figure. Paragraph style options are given. It is in the formatting toolbar. Style is nothing, as I told you. Font style is for font style. Style is for paragraph style. Any format you can choose from the drop down menu. This is a drop down menu. You can choose any paragraph style. If you want the paragraph to be the heading, you can give it as heading or a title or a subtitle or a text body or a quotation. Any format you can give, apply for a paragraph. Indenting paragraphs. What is indentation? Left, right, center alignments. They are called indentations. The entire paragraph can be indented in one step. Place the text cursor anywhere in the paragraph. Select and click on the increase indent tool. Each time when you click on the increase indent tool, the current paragraph's indent will increase. Indentation means spacing. You can give spaces for paragraph. So for that you can place the cursor anywhere in the paragraph and use the increase indent tool available in the toolbar. You can also align the paragraph. Indentation is leaving spaces. Aligning means moving the paragraph towards any direction, left, right, center and justify. To align left, Ctrl plus L is a shortcut key. Ctrl plus E for center alignment. Ctrl plus R for right alignment. Ctrl plus J for justified. Look at the example is given in figure 3.22. L is left aligned, E is center aligned, R is right aligned, J is justified towards the page. As you all know, font can be highlighted and background color can be changed. Everything can be done with the formatting toolbar, font options. There are three more tools: font, color, highlighting and background tools in the formatting toolbar. To change the font color, select the small down pointing arrow. On the right edge of the font color, you can select the colors. Highlighting also, a text can be highlighted using the highlight button in the formatting toolbar. So thank you children, we have come to the end of the session. So few more topics have to be covered, which we'll see in the later part next session. So this chapter, that is part B, chapter 3, digital documentation, you have got both practical as well as theory part. Since we are not able to do practical sessions, you will be given assignments. So do it properly, which will carry internal marks, which is helpful for your promotions. Understood? Thank you children. Meet you in the next session.